like a dolphin's hands. I do not give a shit, fuck, or anything that reminds of damn. This is light form from the ultimate life form. Something light like work, but I black out like fuck I need lights for. Came in the game to play for a second with only a quarter, but got the high score. I'm one of you niggas, I'm far from the average. Battling me, you won't leave it like swords. A literal monster born for
Gogeta here. Subscribe to Epic Style, or else you'll get your soul punished.
What is going on, everybody? It's Epic Style Gamer, and I am back finally with my Dragon Ball Super Broly review. I did go see the movie the other day, and I can say that this movie was phenomenal. Story-wise, probably not, but when it comes to action, yes, this movie was phenomenal. Now, in the Bardock part, of course, because the movie starts off talking about the Saiyans and stuff, their history, of course, everything we know, and I'm not really going to go into too much depth, literally going from point to point to point to point to point all the way to the end. So I'm going to try to crunch down as much as I can. So, of course, it talks about, the past, about the Saiyans, the history of the Saiyans, which we already know, and it's taking the Dragon Ball Minus approach of it, which was done by Akira Toriyama. And what ends up happening is, it felt kind of rushed. I want to say the Bardock part. That was a bit rushed. I thought they was actually at least going to show the part like where Bardock flies up. I thought he was going to fight the Frieza soldiers actually. I thought he was going to do that, but they didn't. I didn't read too much into Minus, but I thought they would still keep that part or that that same concept, but it seems that they didn't. So of course the fluidity and the transitionings, that was pretty cool too. And while I was seeing Baby Broly, I remember he was crying in the little canister thing, or little glass container that the baby Saiyans was in, and he was crying and his power level was raising and stuff like that, and they were saying stuff like he's a threat, and so that's when King Vegeta exiled him. He told Paragus, he's like, you better be lucky that I didn't, kill him, besides, exiling him and stuff. So he said, you better be happy I didn't do that. And so, that's when Paragus flies out. He just jacks the spaceship with Beat in there, and then they just go and fly off. And then, they just went off to Planet Vampa. And what I like was that Paragus was approaching Broly. All of these like spider-looking creatures was on the planet. They all destroyed, and Broly comes out angry, because he got there way before them. And when Broly was on the planet, like he never saw his dad and stuff like that. So he is a bit oblivious to company because he's been fighting off these spiders and stuff. And seeing Kid Broly was very adorable. Like, I like his art style, and yeah, he was really, really adorable to see, especially when he gets angry and stuff like that. It was really cool to see. So then Broly didn't defeat them in a way that I thought he did. I thought he was beating them as a kid, as he was at that time, but it wasn't really because of that. He was transformed into a Great Ape, and Paragus explained that, and then he just grabs Broly by his tail until he knocks him out and stuff. Then he also kills Beats, and they go on from there. Then they also did the saddest part, which I almost dropped a tear, and that was when they sent Goku off to Earth and everything. And then Gin is begging like Bardock, like, we can't do something else. Like, the emotion in this part really got to me, and you can hear Goku crying. He's crying his heart out in this pod and stuff, and they sent them away, and God, that part was sad. That really got to me. And then that's when Bardock goes on about like Frieza, he's up to something, and similar to how it was in the original Bardock special, but with some minor differences. Like I said, it felt a bit rushed. So that's when Goku's making his way to Earth. We see the timelines change. Then that's when we saw Vegeta and Raditz, and Kid Raditz is like, I know Kakarot is supposed to be going to Earth. I heard Mom sent him and stuff. We see Nappa, and that's not, it's not like really too much stuff going on, but yeah, that's what just ended up happening. So They also did stuff like show Kid Vegeta he smiles and stuff, looking up at the sky after Raditz was talking about Kakarot. Then, that's when it pans on forward to, Goku's like past history and stuff, him fighting, him being a kid, and he fights all the way till he's grown up, and then that's when it goes to, the present, which takes place after the Tournament of Power, and then that's when him and Vegeta's fighting and stuff, and then that's when it was lots of comedy moments. I was going to review this with another YouTuber, but fortunately he's not here and we didn't have the time to review it together. So me and another YouTuber were to go see it, and it was lots of comedic stuff, and it was like Goku mostly just being clueless and everything. We get to see Trunks, Goten, they realize that the Dragon Balls was stolen. We get to see Beerus, Brawl, Whis. Whis asks Goku, why you wish to become stronger. He said, determined power opened up my eyes. You see all those amazing fighters. You get the Shintani art of determined power, other characters. He says, I can't stay at the same level. I got to keep going, get ready for the next threat. And so they figure out the Dragon Balls are stolen. They head on over there. And then also we got some things with Broly. He gets older, and that's when Chile and Vamo, they go off to Planet Vampa. They, of course, slow down. They find old man Paragus because he's now gotten old and stuff like that. So he says, wait right there. I need to go in the space pod. That's when, the little giant spider thing tries to, munch him. Broly comes out of nowhere and knocks it away. Then, they get back on the ship.
You don't actually think you can beat
Broly
me,
is
do
like,
you?
Thanks.
I am immortal and cannot be defeated.
Kid, I'm grateful.
Talk about a letdown. Too slow.
This, Broly was like, this is gonna happen. You're gonna have to get through me. Right when
That was a sin worthy of death.
secretly takes that good part starts now. The fighting part was amazing. Very, very amazing. I think my favorite fight had to be Vegeta versus Goku.
That is a sin worthy of death.
Goku versus Broly is pretty good. Yeah, I would say, fluidity, martial style mixed in. Frieza has the Dragon Balls. Frieza's like, Broly can't hold this much longer. It's time for
Come back when you can actually put up a fight.
And that's when Paragus like, this is our chance. Go, my son. That's when Broly just loses it. He's fighting Vegeta. Vegeta's going all in. Animation is looking awesome. He's looking incredible. He turns Super Saiyan for a minute. It looked like he went Super Saiyan green. That was weird. His hair turned green. Then it goes right back yellow. That was weird. Me and my friend was like, what the heck? So that happened. So he goes Super Saiyan and he starts to beat the crap out of Broly. It's just a back and forth fight. And then that's when, of course, the transition when Vegeta goes Super Saiyan God. That was incredible. The way like the fiery aura swirls around his body as he's flying, that was cool. That was really cool. I really liked that. I really enjoyed that scene. And then, of course, he punches Broly so hard. It's like it reminds me of what Cell did to Vegeta, when he was in this perfect form. he punches Vegeta through tons of rocks. That was the same situation here of what happened with Broly. And then that's when they're just saying like it's over. This is Broly's limit until he goes to his rage form. And then that's when Vegeta tries to attack not Goku, but Broly tanks it. That's when it's Goku's turn to fight off against Broly. They go at it. Now, it is an issue with the power scaling community where they talk about where Goku was doing better than Super Saiyan God Vegeta. I may touch up on that in a separate video. I will actually touch up on that in a separate video. But once again, this is just about the review. I'm trying to go through this as fast as I can. I'm not trying to really make this long, very long, talking through every single thing or aspect, because I think most of you guys already know what happens. So, Goku, fighting in base form, he's not, he's alright, but he's not really doing too good. So he goes to Super Saiyan, still doing alright, goes to Super Saiyan God. Goku, for the most part, he was doing alright, because you gotta remember, this is a powered up Broly, after fighting Vegeta. So, he's doing alright. So he goes to Super Saiyan God. He tries to freeze Broly, saying like, hey, you need to take it easy. We had our fair share of villains, but I don't think you're one of them. And so then that's when what was crazy was that Broly reverses his Goku's paralysis into his own. And then that's when he starts to beat the crap out of Goku, slamming him through the ice, everything, and just hammering Goku like it was nothing. That's when he puts his face into the ice, and then that's when Goku, like he's about to die, or like something just traumatizing just happened to him. Like this dude wasn't even able to move afterwards until Piccolo was like talking in his ear, saying, you gotta get back up. And that's when Goku says, I'm gonna go to you, teleport if anything crazy happens. And so that's when Goku goes Super Saiyan Blue. Now, I hear about the part where his hair and eyes glow silver between the transformation of God to blue. And what I really like about it is that how long it takes for them to transform. You get to see different colors, different flashes, different art styles, animations, different colors. You also get to see impact frames of the transformations, which was pretty cool. Goku goes to blue, and that's when they're both like just rocking it at each other, Rage, Broly, and Goku. Goku seemingly has the upper hand, and this is where it is Broly's limit. Without Super Saiyan, this is Broly's limit. His limit is around Super Saiyan Blue. Keep in mind, if Goku went to the Kaioken or anything else beyond, I think he would have schooled Broly easily. Then that's when I remember it was one scene where Goku bit Broly. That part right there was pretty funny. He bites him and swings him out of the lava. And then that's when he ends up like putting his full palm on Broly. That's when this gigantic blue blast goes right through Broly's body. Super Saiyan Blue, and I believe all Super Saiyan forms for Goku and Vegeta was depicted well how it should have been depicted in the anime. But I'm not going to really go in depth on that. But it's a movie, it's more invested. But what I really like about Super Saiyan Blue is how they did it. They treated it like a god form. That's what I really like about it, and that's my thoughts on it. They really treated it like a god form, like how it should be treated. And I'm just not gonna go in depth. Like I said, I'm just not really gonna go too much into it. But I will say this, at least in the anime, it does not seem like it don't seem so godly as it should be in the anime. But like I said, since it's a movie, it's more vested, yada yada, and all that stuff. So, anyways, that's when Paragus kills Frieza, and then that's when Broly loses it and he goes Super Saiyan. Goku at this point is no match for him on his own anymore. He uses Vegeta's help. Vegeta's like, you fool, you can't beat him by yourself. And Goku's like, you know what? I pretty much know that I got the feeling that I wouldn't be able to do this by myself. And so that's when they try to gang up on Broly, and Broly's like just decimating them, and to the point where they had to end transmission away. That's when they turned the tides and said, "Have fun, Frieza." That part right there was funny. But then Broly beats the ever so living crap out of Frieza. He was beating him over an hour, because that's when Goku and Vegeta went to go do the fusion dance for Gogeta. They failed twice. doing the fat one, then the skinny one. Then they finally do the complete version. Frieza tries to go into his golden form, saying like, "You dare make me try in this fight?" Now, what was funny about it is that he says, "This is Golden Frieza, the last thing you will ever see," and it still didn't matter. It continues to get pummeled, and Frieza's just been the Yamcha of everything so far, and I do feel kind of bad for the Frieza fans because Frieza's just been everybody's ragdoll. But anyways, what else ends up happening was, you know, Gogeta's like, okay, having a name would sound very cool. Let's just call ourselves Gogeta. That's when he just ends transmissions away. And then he teleports to Frieza saying, we are Gogeta. Our powers not just added, but they're significantly magnified. And that's when he says, you just stay right here. Later on, we're going to come and deal with you. So he teleports in front of Whis, and Whis is trying to fight. I mean, he wasn't really trying to fight Broly, but Broly's trying to land some hands on Whis. Whis is dodging them easily. That's when Broly is not Broly, but Gogeta in base form. He's like, we got it from here. And then he was like, you just sit out, Whis. So that's when Whis is like, well, I can't believe you guys are actually working together. So that's when they go head to head. This part, Gogeta versus Broly. This by in action was one of the best fights I've ever seen. Gogeta's just dodging Broly's blast, and they're playing the music, which was pretty cool. And that's when Broly's saying, that's when, not Broly, but Jesus, such a mixed match here. Gogeta, he was just saying like, it's our turn to shine now. That's when he turns Super Saiyan, and that's when him and Broly's going at it. Gogeta has the advantage. He is beating on Broly. It seemed more like probably Broly had the equal power, but Gogeta was too fast. He was using lots of speed, catching Broly off guard, into the stomach, into the face, blasts, kicks. Then they went into the other dimension with the Kamehameha and a normal regular blast. Then that's when Gogeta's just running circles around Broly, hitting him, moving around, hitting him again, punching him in the stomach until Broly goes to his full power state. That's when Gogeta gets seemingly bodied in his Super Saiyan state, going up against a full power Super Saiyan Broly, which pushes Gogeta into Super Saiyan Blue, and from that point on, he destroys Broly throughout the dimension. And that's when Shile and Lemo is saying, we gotta go here up and stop this fight, or else Broly's gonna die if he continues to fight, this opponent. And so Broly's still trying to fight. He's taking those shots like a boss. So he's getting wrecked, but he's still coming back for more. So Vegeta is just completely knocking Broly up left and right, throwing ki blasts at him, jumping all over the place. And I remember it got to the part where it was crucial with those body shots, and Broly spitting up, getting kneed in the face, just blasts everywhere. Gogeta's dodging everything, beating the crap out of Broly. I remember it was one scene where he just beats the ever so living crap out of Broly, just all those face hits, and Gogeta's fist turning blue with those body hits, and those look very painful. And then that's when Whis says, it's time for a conclusion. This is where it's going to end. That's when Gogeta's about to do the Kamehameha until Shile says, she uses the Dragon Ball, says, you know what, wish Broly, get him back to his planet. His dad is the reason why he's like this, and it's not his fault. He just only grew up with an animal, and that, of course, that animal was where he wore it around his waist, and it was that animal's ear, because when Pear gets blasted, Broly said since he was gonna be aggressive, he just took the ear to stay with it. And then that's when Broly is freaking out, looking at Gogeta's Kamehameha, and Broly knows he's about to die. You see his eyes even turn. He was beaten so badly, he was about to turn back to normal. And then that's when he vanishes, and Broly is back on the planet where he grew up on. And then that's when Gogeta just smiles as Lemo and Shile, leave off. Frieza tries to kill him, and what was weird about it is that Frieza was all battered and beaten up, yet when Gogeta goes right back to him, he's perfectly fine, no bruises. And so Gogeta's like, hold on real quick, not so fast. Then that's when Frieza's just like, I'll be back some other time. And that's when Gogeta just laughs it off. And then as 3 days pass, Frieza is saying like, Broly's very strong. I'm gonna get somebody else to do my bidding to fight off against Goku and Vegeta. And then what ends up happening was Goku. No, not yet. Broly, Chile, and Lemo. It seems they just all living together. Uh, Broly rounds up some food for them, and they're just like, I don't know if I should eat this. Then Broly arrives. I mean, not Broly. Goku arrives with the instant transmission, gives them a home and place to stay. Broly's, a bit like worried, like stay back, and he's very defensive. And then that's when Chile is just like, even if you do this for us, you still consider the enemy. And that's when he just said, I'm just trying to train Broly. One day I'll come back to train him. He's a very strong opponent, probably even stronger than Beerus. That's when Beerus was just smiling, actually. It passed on forward to Beerus as he was smiling about it. And then that's when when Goku goes off and says, my name is Goku, but Broly, you can call me Kakarot. And that was the end of the film. Now, I really like this film. I like it a lot. Now, story-wise, it's but when it comes to action-wise, it was amazing. Gogeta versus Broly, which is one of my favorite fusions. I was really happy to have him in this film. And another thing was that Broly had some interesting dialogue, especially when he was talking about the animal. And I remember he screamed at Chile saying, "Don't touch it." And he was talking about what happened with him and his animal, like how he was first there, he trained him and stuff, and until Paragus came along and shot it in his ear, and it kind of like ruined their relationship and stuff like that as friends. And he said, that's why he always keeps his ear to always be reminded, as I was saying before. Like I said before, Vegeta versus Broly was the best fight ever. I really like Frieza. I really like the whole. It seemed like lots of comedy was in this film, and I really like it. It was funny. It actually made me laugh, and my other friend laugh, and it was pretty cool. So, out of this film, I would get it a 9.5 out of 10, and I hope to see another movie like this. I hope you guys enjoyed. Well, probably didn't enjoy this review. Depending on how you look at it. If you want me to really go bit by bit, making like a probably a 45-minute long video, or just make me just going over the important parts of the aspects of it. But it depends on how you like the review. But thank you guys for watching this review. I really enjoyed this movie. Everything since July was building up to this moment. I'm really happy to have this movie. I even want to buy this movie, pre-ordered it. I want to watch it again. And yeah, so this was by far, in terms of action, the best Dragon Ball movie ever. Make sure you guys follow me on the social media platforms. Stay tuned for more uploads and videos. And with that, I'll see you guys later.